I just bought a 2016 Cadillac ATS-V from Copart for $10,000. It was listed as both biohazard and chemical with the secondary loss type of front end damage, but I ran a Carfax on it. It showed that it was actually a recovered theft unit. So I'm really not worried about the loss types. It is coming out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and you never know what Walter and Jesse might have been doing with their adventures down there. It's a gorgeous shade of blue. It's only got 28,000 miles on it. So how could I pass this thing up? Let's see if we can get it back into its prime.
Come out.
You want it?
Come out. Got knobs and everything. That's a purge button. At least it used to be on the still hooked up. Got all aftermarket carbon fiber, catback exhaust, oil cooler.
What do you think this is?
But normally they put purges right there. That might not be it. It'd be cool if it was though.
The ATS-V just arrived. I am super psyched about this car, all the way from New Mexico. It doesn't start yet. We forked it off the trailer. We're getting ready to fork it up to the front of the building, and then we'll take a look and see what we got. All right, we got the car in the building. The moment of truth. Does it start? How does it sound? I've just been looking over it very briefly. We got a jump pack on it because the battery's dead, so we're gonna try to start it. But wow, this car's got some mods on it. I can tell it's gonna be a lot of fun. Somebody lost their pride and joy. This is a recovered theft unit, and wow, this was somebody's baby. They've got carbon fiber intakes on it. They've got the splitter down on the bottom. They got carbon fiber on the inside, carbon fiber mirrors. It has a tuner, has stainless steel exhaust all the way back. But at any rate, fire that jump pack up. Let's see what this thing does. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. You gotta watch out with the theft cars. Sometimes you get a little bit of crazy stuff in here. Oh, credit card. 27,000 miles. All right, here goes. Got a cracked windshield, but it has a tuner. Oh my, look at that. No remote, no key detected. I'm gonna push the key against the button. Nothing. No remote detected. All right, let's put some new batteries in the keys, see what we got. All right, we got a new battery. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, listen to that baby. I'd say she's purring, but it's more like a cackle. Oh, well, that was pretty uneventful. All right, here goes. Yeah, baby, that's awesome. That's what we're talking about. Fun car. Got good tires on it. Oh, look at that exhaust. Boom. Got the carbon fiber back here. Got a nice big spoiler on it. Got good tires on it. Turbo performance. Man, big rotors on this thing. Quad pistons. All right, so we're gonna put a new battery in it and then give it a once over and see what we got. All right, we got the car in the shop. We're getting ready to get it on the lift and run it through the frontline checklist. We already know that the front spoiler's damaged and that it's got a cracked windshield, but let's find out what else we see. So we've gone through the car and found a couple things. Well, the obvious one is the front spoiler's damaged. I've called the dealer. We're getting a price on that. I'm not sure if we're going to try to get our body shop to do it. It is carbon fiber, so that's going to be a tricky one. But one really neat thing we found, a button. It was like, what does this button do right here? And ends up that there's an auxiliary water pump on this vehicle that goes up through and has an additional line that's been added to the gooseneck on the thermostat. So when you push this button, it turns on this extra water pump for super cooling, I assume used when you're drag racing. Front brakes, we had to order brakes for it. We did do an oil change and found some damage on this driver's door. So when they stole the car, they used a pry bar and they've bent back this rear door. It's been in, the applique here has been damaged. We'll have to repair that. This driver's door has been bent out. We'll have to bend the door back. It's damaged the gasket on the body and the gasket on the car. So we'll replace both of those, repaint this inner door well area, fix the applique, and then we'll get to take it on the road and see what we got. So I'm getting the expertise from the body shop guy here on what to do with this fiberglass lower spoiler on the front bumper. It's carbon fiber, and from the dealer it's going to be $1,000. We can repair it, but it's going to have to be black. The upside is we've already got black here, we've got black here, we've got black coming down to it. So I think we can do it black and still have a good look.
Sounds like fun to me.
I got to drive the V last night. I was so excited, but then it had no heat. It was 23 degrees yesterday when I was driving home, and I had no heat. Not only no heat, it was blowing out cold air, super cold air. I couldn't even take it on to recirculate. Mode door actuators, the blend door actuators, nothing was working. Here's what we found out. When you steal a car, what you do is you want to disconnect all the communication with the outside world. So the AM and FM radio had no antenna. The XM antenna wasn't working. So up in this driver's side of the dash, You've got your XM computer module here. All the wires were disconnected to this, which explained the radio and no antennas. But at the same time, they were cutting wires back in here. And this module here is the human machine interface. It has some wires up here inside the dash that control the heater control system. So that's why I had no heat. Joe is in the process of stripping these wires back. He's gonna solder them and get those repaired. We've plugged in the wires to the XM module. Then we'll get the dash all put back together and hopefully we'll have some heat. So Joe finished the diag on the heater controls and the communication problems. We had to get a new human module interface and a recirculation door motor or actuator. Those parts have come in and we're getting them installed. The first half of it is actually installing the parts, then we got to program them. Here's the old human module interface. It's no good anymore. We've got the new one plugged in. We've got the wires hooked up to it. The recirculating mode door actuators here. It goes all the way back in here. We've got it installed. So now, before we put everything together, we've got to do the programming. So Joe's connected up to the car with our computer and is hooked up to the tech line. He's got to do the programming and then we'll be able to put it back together and test everything. We also discovered in the process that the car has mismatched tires on it. Even worse, the front right tire was like, this is kind of bald on the outside. So I got checking it. I was like, all right, I'll order it. I'll match this front left tire because the front left tire's got really good tread on it. But then I was like, man, that doesn't fit in the opening quite right. So then I went and checked the sticker on the door jamb and it's got the wrong size tire on it. I don't know how people do that, but it does. So bottom line is, even though it's a nice new tire, we got to get 2 new front tires. So we figured out that this car has mismatched front tires on it that aren't even the right size. So we've got 2 new tires, brought it over here to our friends at Goodyear. They're gonna get them put on. All right, it's time to get the spoiler off, get it over to the body shop. It's got some damage here on the front, so we've disconnected it here, got it all off. We're gonna get it over to the body shop, do some fiberglass repair here on the front of it. And unfortunately, we're gonna end up painting the thing black because this spoiler from the dealer was a little over $1,500. So we'll repair it, we'll paint it black, we'll get it back on the car. We got the ATSV back in the shop. We finally got the new brake pads in. We've started on the passenger side, getting ready to do the driver's side. Here's what we're doing. The brake pads were just low. It's really all it came down to. Here's the new pads, here's the old pads. You can see the thickness difference there between the new pads. So got to get the old pads off, get some new pads on there. Then we've got a new set of tires that we're putting on the front end. And we've got this spoiler here that the body shop should have finished, so hopefully we can get that on here in the next couple minutes. Okay, so the body shop got the spoiler painted, got a nice black finish on it. It's not back what we had factory, but it's good enough. It looks sharp. It still matches the wheel flare openings here. That's looking good, so I'm pleased with that. We still have another issue with the inside. Let me show you. The blend door motor is not working on the driver's side, so we only have air blowing up on the windshield, defrost only. We don't have it coming to the vents or the floor. So we had to take off the lower dash panel, the access panel, had to take out the knee bag so we could get up in there to get to the blend door actuator. It's way up here mounted to the side of the heater box, right there. And what it does is it's a little electric motor that just turns a blend door that moves air up and down. That motor's gone bad. We need to get that replaced and then hopefully we'll be finished. So some time has passed since we talked last. We got that blend door actuator installed in here up under the dash, got it installed. It did fix the problem, kind of. We were able to hook up our scanner though and move the actuator. So we know that was no longer the problem. That led us into a bunch of diag. What we ended up having to do was completely take the dashboard apart. We've got the glove box out, the lower access panel out, the lower half of the dash off, and we ultimately found deep back inside of the dash here, we found another cut wire. So back up, right up in here, there's a little gray wire that we put some shrink tube on. We've soldered it, put some shrink tube on it. Once we found that, got that fixed, now everything's working. So that's the good news. We did get it fixed with a $33 part. Bad news is we've got half a day of diag into this car. We've got the dash all tore apart. So we got to get the glove box back in, get the lower half of the dash on, get the access panel on. Then it'll be all buttoned up and ready to go to detail. We've got to make sure that we get all these evidence stickers off. And unfortunately, they've really baked into the paint and dried on there. So, but they've got to get those off. I'm a little worried about the oxidation that we've got on the hood with these stripes. They're not popping the way they should. So I want to make sure we get that back right. And then we've got an issue with, we did the repairs to the door. We got the door gaskets on it. We repainted the jamb, but we never touched up this applique on the rear door B-pillar. So hopefully they can touch that up for me. If not, we might have to do something with that. But barring any other setbacks, it should be ready to go to detail by the end of the day. All right, we got her back from detail. It is finally time to say goodbye to this one. It is a sweet car. I love this car, except of course, when she sends me home in 20-degree weather with no heat. But honestly, love the car. Wish this was one I could keep for my personal garage. Detail did a good job on it, really shined it up good. They got all of the crime scene tape off of it and all that residue. They were able to clean up this applique on the rear door, got that looking good.